Hey guys, Elisa from the Art Occultist, and I'm coming to you today because I was just taking a day off and I really needed it. And I was thinking about a lot of things, mainly the nature of my spiritual path and my practice. And I thought to myself that it would be a good idea to record my thoughts and to create this update type of video. I don't know. Basically, my channel operates by, how do I explain it? I record videos and then I schedule them out to come out on certain days. And currently it's the beginning of May 2026. And I've recorded at least 10 videos that are going to go up in the next 2 months or so. And they were recorded in the previous month, so a lot of time has passed. And I'm mentioning this because I have already recorded and scheduled a video where I discussed spiritual labels. And today I was yet again contemplating this about myself and my practice and the labels that I use. And with the passing of May the 1st, some of you are celebrating Beltane on that date. Most of you that are practicing witchcraft do. I personally didn't celebrate, and I don't celebrate the Sabbats. And for a very good reason, because the further down the path, my personal spiritual path that I go, labels tend to get muddled for me, and I catch myself contemplating them a lot. So yeah, today I woke up really early. I felt very overwhelmed. I am experiencing some health issues currently, and I am waiting to go see a specialist in a hospital to get some tests done, a lot of tests. And yeah, I am having a lot of physical symptoms, such as pains in my joints, stiffness, a lot of I'm tired a lot of the time. I don't have a lot of energy, and I feel very overwhelmed by all of that. So yeah, today I woke up stiff. I was overwhelmed, and by the way, I stopped drinking coffee 2 weeks ago, and I switched to tea, mainly black and green tea. So I made myself a cup of tea, and I sat down on the sofa, and I just sat there staring into the void, dealing with my puppy. He is now almost 3 years old. But he is really energetic, and I love that about him. But in the mornings, he is almost unmanageable at times because of that, because right after he wakes up, he wants to play straight away, and I am not physically or energetically capable of doing that. And anyway, I was really overwhelmed, so I sat down drinking my tea, etc. And yeah, after that, we went on a walk. I always take him on a walk in the morning. And as I was walking around the neighborhood here in Sofia, where I live, nature is very present in the city. There's a a lot of wildness in the nature, because it's not very kept or groomed, I don't know. Basically, we leave nature for the most part to grow however it wants to grow. Nobody's taking care of it for the most parts, and it's very wild. So as you're walking around those complex apartment buildings, you see a lot of overgrown trees, grass, etc. Also, there are a lot of herbs growing in the city because of the wildness of the nature. And I every morning, as I'm walking my dog, I connect with the cycles of nature, because here we have all 4 seasons. And since getting Hades, my dog, I've been ever more present with nature, with my body, and with the cycles both outside and internally. And yeah, after the walk, after I got that hour of connecting with him, my dog, and the nature outside, we came home. I made myself a very healthy breakfast. I am trying to eat more healthy those days than previously, because of my physical state right now. And yeah, after that, I came to my bedroom where all of my altars are, all of my spiritual objects, tools, if you will. And I gave Hecate her offerings for the day. Actually, her candle is still going. Let me show you. So yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but there on her altar, her candle is still going strong. And then I sat down to actually continue working on my dragon path workshop type of thing that is slowly but surely developing. And today I worked on the mental, the emotional, and the physical body. And yeah, it showed me a lot of things that I've been avoiding, because how I structure the workshop is basically I sit down and consciously connect with my dragon guardian. Because last year Hecate gave me a whole vision of me as a dragon, of my soul being of a draconic nature, and since then I've been obsessing over dragons and the dragon path, but nothing that I came across online didn't feel exactly right or truthful. So I've been exploring this on my own, and I've had some revelations for sure. And after I was done with my spreads for the mental, emotional, and physical body, I constructed the spread. I laid the cards for myself, because every time I construct a spread or I explore a theme for this particular pathworking or workshop, I also participate and I do the work for myself. This is why the process is taking me so long, because I am walking this path myself. But yeah, as I was wrapping this up and sitting with all of the revelations that I had, I started contemplating the nature of the different levels of the astral, if you will, and how they overlap, and the different beings that occupy them. And a lot of things clicked in my consciousness, because yes, I've been on the spiritual path since a long time. 2009 is when I started. Initially, I started out with Wicca, and in Wicca there are two deities, the god and the goddess, and you can connect with elementals and different spirits, but it's not exactly structured. And since then, I've explored different maps of the spiritual realms, if you will, and they never fully clicked with me until this morning. And I had this revelation of the different types of beings, and I connected them to the different astral layers, if you will, and it was very amazing. And that led me actually to contemplate who I am in this whole structure, in this map of the spiritual reality, if you will. Because I consider the material to also be spiritual, and the mundane to also be spiritual to an extent. And in my own personal, I bumped the mic. In my own personal paradigm and belief system, Hecate is the supreme being. She is the soul of everything. She is the liminal itself. She is in that liminal space between everything. And scientifically, it's proven that in your cells, in your atoms, atoms, I don't know, that are actually building everything, there's a lot of empty space. And I believe that Hecate is that empty space itself. She is the glue and the materia that holds everything together. This is my personal gnosis. If you don't agree or you have different beliefs, that's totally fine. That's the beauty of individuality. But this is what I experience, this is what I believe, and this is what I know to be true for me. So yeah, basically I forgot where I was going with this. Okay, yeah, Hecate is the supreme being in my belief system. She is what I wrote exactly. I'm going to read it to you straight out of my journal. By the way, this is how it looks like right now. So those are the revelations that I had. So yeah. So let me read you what I wrote about Hecate. Hecate is the soul, the liminal, the great void. Everything exists inside of her. She is in everything. She is the great spirit. Material or non-corporeal beings, we all are her children. And I truly, truly believe that she also has this epithet about herself, mother of all, and soul of the world, the axis mundi. Hecate is so much bigger than what we can see on YouTube for the most parts, because people call it Queen of Witches. They connect her with ghosts and the restless dead, restless dead. I don't know. But she is so much more. She is everything. She is the soul. And this, for me, she created everything. She is the great void, and all of the gods, all of the different spirits, all of the demons of the Goetia, all of the angelic spirits, or basically all of the demons came from her. All of the dragons I'm coming to learn came from her. We came from her. it's very interesting how my brain and my whole being is connecting those dots right now. So basically, I mapped the different layers of the astral plane and the different beings that live there. So basically, first we have our 3D reality, or the material world that we all live in. And here we have all of our nature, ourselves. And in this category, we have humans or people, and we are both from the material because we have bodies, but we also are spirits. So we have that dual nature about us. Then we have animal and plant spirits that also have that dual nature to them. So in your spiritual development, it's very easy to first connect to the plants and the animals because they are the same as us. They exist in the similar level or plane, that we are both on the material and on the astral at the same time. And we have bodies, tangible manifestations of our spirit, if you will. Then on top of the material world, right around it, is the astral plane that is connected to the nature spirits. And in this category, I incorporate fairies and genie loci, or the spirit of place. I believe that the fairies and the spirits of place, they may be of the same species, and those are non-corporeal spirits and beings that can attach themselves to material, natural objects, such as mountains, trees, metals, etc. But they're different from the spirits of the plants and the animals. They are a bit further away from us because they don't have material bodies themselves, but they attach their spiritual essence to places, metals, etc. And their realm, astral realm, directly overlaps the material realm that we inhabit. Then we have two different realms: the heavens, or the upper world, and the underworld, the ones underneath us. And they are layered in that manner, if you will. But we, as dual beings, we can travel between those three realms, those four realms actually, because we live in the material world, and because we are embodied spirits, we also possess the ability to travel to those different realms. But to do so, we need to learn, use techniques, etc. It's something that could be learned. So yeah, in the underworld, I associate the underworld and the heavens, or the world above, the astral realm above, with different demons. Demons meaning spirits. The upper world, I connected with spirits of the angelic nature. And also, by the way, Hecate is said to be mother of angels and demons. So that's interesting connection. And the underworld, I connect with more so spirits that are spirits from the Goetia, for example. And there's some kind of controversy with the Goetia because a lot of the entities in the Goetia are actually demonized deities, so it's a bit, but for the most parts, because the goetic entities feel more dense than the angelic beings, so they, for me, or how I experience them, they have different energy signatures, and they have different energy signatures than the fairies or the genie loci or the nature spirits. So yeah, and basically those three realms, astral realms, overlap with here in the 3D material world. From here we can access all of them with some training and practice. Basically then we get to the different deities, the different gods and goddesses. For me, they don't belong to any specific astral realm from those three that I just spoke about. They are spirits and entities that don't have physical bodies. They, for me, how I experience deities, they are not exactly archetypal energies, but more of a expression of different principles, energies that are present all around, both in our 3D realm, but also in all of the other three layers that I already spoke about. So that's why we have different deities connected to different aspects, because they are not tied to any of those three different levels that I spoke about. Once again, this is only my personal gnosis, so you don't have to agree. I'm just recording for myself at this point to keep a visual diary for my explorations. So this is how I categorize deities. Then we move to the dragons. For me, dragons are much more older and more primitive than deities. And I know that there are some deities associated with dragons. So, yeah. But how I experience draconic energy, they are much older and much primal in their essence than deities. They also don't belong to any specific astral realm, and they can traverse all of them. Of course, there are some dragons that guard different realities, different things. But yeah, the nature of the dragon energy is very interesting to me. And I begin to learn more and more about that. Like I said, they are active on all different levels. I don't know, some people say that at one point dragons had physical bodies and manifestations in our realm, in the 3D world. I'm not quite sure if I believe that. I don't think that anybody can prove that. But dragons do exist in terms of non-corporeal beings and energy signature. And basically the order of creation of those beings in my personal paradigm, once again, I am going to repeat myself, but like I said, I believe that Hecate is our mother. She birthed all of us. She is the great void, the liminal itself. So I believe that the first beings to come from her are the dragons, then the deities, then the different demons, the goetic, the angelic, the nature spirits, or the fairies, then the 3D world. the animals, the plants, the material nature, and then us. So this is what I pieced together. So then I asked myself, who am I in this whole context? Getting back to the beginning of this video where I spoke about how I was contemplating once again my spiritual labels. And using labels is a tricky thing because first, they can help you in identify your path and how you present to others that you come in contact with. But you can also box yourself, and growing too attached to a label can actually damage your practice. And in the past, I've related to so many spiritual labels. I've shedded so many different identities in terms of spirituality and in terms of just me as a human, as a person. And yeah, where I am today. By the way, today is the 3rd of May. Yeah, it's May. I don't know why the date that I wrote says April, but we are in May. So today is May the 3rd, 2026. And today I simply identify myself as spiritual practitioner, a veil walker, and an oracle. Those are the 3 labels that I choose to attach to myself in terms of my spiritual practice and my self-perception in this cosmology that I just covered. In terms of the models of Magick, I'm not going to speak at length about that, but I associate myself and my practice with the spiritual and the energetic model the most. And I believe that those 2 models are how I operate in the spiritual realms and in my daily life as well. And this shapes my psyche to an extent. And those 2 things help me move through the world. And the psychological model, I do not exclude that. I use it. But I don't believe that it is the main one for me right now. So yeah, who am I? I am a devotee of Hecate. I walk between the worlds, so I'm a veil walker. I am a spiritual practitioner, and I incorporate a lot of different aspects into my practice. I study a lot of different traditions, and I take what truly resonates and make it my own. I don't appropriate, I take inspiration. So yeah, I think I can say that I'm eclectic in my approach. And for the most parts, I incorporate elements of witchcraft, shamanism, and being a priestess. But I don't identify with any of those labels. I don't think that it fits for how I move through the world and through spirituality to say that I'm a witch. I identify with a lot of what being a witch means, but my path is different and it's changing. I'm not a shaman because I don't have the training. I have ancestry that some of my ancestors were practicing shamanism, a form of shamanism called Tengrism or Tangrism. I don't know the right pronunciation in English. But I am not a shaman, and yet I do incorporate shamanic techniques in my own practice and how I walk between the worlds. And a priestess. I don't think I can call myself a priestess because I don't serve a community. And the same applies to a shaman, because those two roles are communally based, and I'm a solitary practitioner. Yes, I have the Liminal Oracle. This is my secondary channel here on YouTube, where I convey messages from Hecate for the collective. And in that role, I serve as an oracle. Being an oracle is a part of what it means to be a priestess, in my understanding. But I don't hold communal rituals for other people. I don't hold initiations for other people. So I don't feel that those labels fully explain who I am or encompass who I am. So yeah, a veil walker, a spiritual practitioner, and an oracle. Those are the three terms that at this point in time I associate with myself. And also I have three names. My human everyday name that was given by my mother. I have this name, Elisa, that I go online with. And I have my magical name that is something that I adopted this year in a ceremony with Hecate. And yeah, at this point in time, I have relationships with different entities from all of the three different layers or realms that we covered. And it's very interesting how my practice has evolved so far, because I started out with Wicca when I was very young. Then I studied so many different things. For a few years there, I was full blown into Hinduism. And then I returned to the eclectic approach, to Hecate. Actually, Hecate returned me to my eclectic approach and show me the bigger picture, actually. And she is, I believe that she is the soul of the world, but she manifests as a specific form with which I can interact. I don't know if that made sense, if it makes sense, but it does for me. And this is the most influential figure or path so far for me. And I don't know if I want to speak about anything else or if that's everything. In terms of my tarot collection and my tarot practice, I see all of my decks because I have a substantial collection. Actually, a few days ago, I counted all of the decks that I owned, and I counted 85 working decks. And since then, I've brought back a few decks from Purgatory. So the number is maybe 90. All of those tools have a role for me. All of them have specific energy signature that correlates to a entity in my practice. I don't work with 90 different entities, but I have a selection of decks for my clients and for people that I read face-to-face, mainly family and friends, and my online clients. They are more general tools, general tarot and oracle decks. Then I have a selection of decks that I use for the Liminal Oracle, my other channel, that I only use for collective readings from Hecate. And then I have the selection of decks that I use for myself personally. I have decks that I use for daily reflections from Hecate. I have 4 deity decks that I use to determine the theme of the week. And each of those 4 decks has seasonal associations with them for me. I have decks to connect me to the upper realm and the angelic beings. I have a set of decks to connect me with the lower realm, to connect me with more goetic types spirits. I have decks that connect me to the fairy beings that are closer to us. I have decks that connect me to the animals and the nature spirits around me. I have decks that connect me to my path as a veil walker and what it means to me. I have decks for my dragon guardian. I have decks for my inner child when I was starting out with Wicca, and that's the Everyday Witch Tarot. I'm looking at it right now. And yeah, I have those sets of deck families of 2 or 3 decks per unit that connect me to a specific energy or entity. I have decks for some other entities or gods that I'm connected to. It's very interesting. It's very interesting how my path is progressing. And when I started collecting tarot and oracle decks, it was from a place of fear of missing out, not being good enough. And now I know what I need. I know why I have it. I know why I use it. It serves a specific purpose. It's not overwhelming. And the purchases that I make spiritually, at least so far in 2026, all of them are very mindful. All of them are purposeful. Yeah, purposeful. I feel so secure in myself and in my path and in who I am as a practitioner that whenever I see a new deck, even if it's beautiful, if its energy is not calling to me, if you will, I'm not going to get it. And I feel the need to buy. I don't feel the need to bring in almost any type of deck. I, of course, have my wish list with some decks that I'm interested to see when they come out. But guess what? I'm not going to go out there and purchase it, pre-order it, and have this restless anticipation feeling in my stomach that I used to have when I was operating from that place of, oh, everybody else is getting it. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, what if I miss out? Oh, what if it changed my practice? I don't need to change my practice. The right things come to me when the time is right. And I am seeing so many people online operating from constantly buying all of the new things on the market. And to be quite honest, most of the new things on the market don't do anything new. They just repackage the same old things in new form, in a way. I am not dashing anybody's practice or habits. I'm speaking about myself. And the fact that I just don't resonate with that energy. And Lately, I've also been struggling with watching TarotTube, YouTube, because people are so loud. People are constantly complaining about this, that, and the other. People are just speaking about material products, and I so rarely witness anybody sharing something about their why they use tarot in terms of something deeper. Yes, it's fun to play with the new shiny thing, but what does it bring you? And of course, you have your own money, spend it on whatever you want. I don't care. I truly don't. I'm just sharing that lately the energy of TarotTube as a whole, it's just not jiving with me. With my energy where I am at, and I cannot resonate with the host, with the, I don't know, with look what came out on Amazon or on Kickstarter, or yeah, and the whole AI shit. AI is shit. And I'm seeing a lot of people using AI for their thumbnails, for their scripts. I don't see any authenticity in that, in those cases. I see a lot of channels promoting AI decks and art, and I just don't resonate anymore. I don't know what it means for my place in this community. But yeah, the Art Occultist, this space is for me. It's going to serve as a journal for myself, a video diary, if you will. And yeah, actually, this is the type of content that I actually enjoy consuming as well. I like seeing people sitting there speaking to the camera, not having a script, just talking to other people, sharing their experiences, what they believe in, their explorations, things that come to them. And I like this informal style. I am so sick and tired of perfection, of needing this sort of stand, having perfect lighting, and this whole consumerist content creation bullshit. I am not creating content. I'm creating a documentation of my life, if you will, my spiritual life and experiences. And yeah, I'm tired of the polished looks. I just want to come on here, record my thoughts, and if any of my experiences help another person, another practitioner, great. Yeah, I'm doing this for myself, and this space is changing. It's going to change a lot, and you can expect more of those informal videos that are easy to film. There's no pressure. Yeah, my goal is to just pick up my phone and record the things that I enjoy, my thoughts, my feelings, and yeah, I don't care if it resonates with anybody at this point. I am tired of constantly chasing numbers, algorithms, doing things the right way, and this whole culture of performing. We should not base our values as individuals on our performance, because it's not true. And I'm done playing the game. I've tried for years to do things the right way, and it's just tiring. It burns you out, and it's not worth it. It's not. So yeah, guys, I think that that's everything for today. Yeah, I hope that you enjoyed my little talk, rant. I'm always looking forward to reading your comments. For whatever reason, I don't know why YouTube is not showing me all of the comments. So if I don't reply, that's why. But yeah, I enjoy connecting to you guys. And once again, my name is Elisa. This is the Art Occultist. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.